Yellowstone's Rudy Ramos opens up on Felix making a statement and his hidden backstory. Yellowstone's Felix Long has been making a subtle statement from the very beginning, according to star Rudy Ramos. Monica Long's, played by Kelsey Asbell, wise grandfather Felix Long has been in the Western drama from the very beginning, always on hand to provide guidance as well as to protect Broke Rock Reservation. He may be an integral part of Monica's family, but not too much is known about Felix, besides the fact he is a military veteran who toured in Vietnam. It is this particular fact that fans are continued to be reminded of, though, as the pensioner is often seen wearing his Vietnam veteran hat, something which actor Ramos is proud of. Speaking to the Monday Morning Podcast with Derek Thomas, Ramos shared, "I think the hat, is a statement they've just never really. We took off so quick, we got so big so quick that there are storylines that haven't been explored. I get a lot of fans writing to me saying, we want to see more of Felix, and that's one of the recurring characters that hasn't really been able to be explored, more than it has been. And I'm fine with that too, because the show is not about me, I'm just a part of the show." Ramos added, "It is a statement that shows another color, another level of my character. Just that hat, that's a statement." Years before Yellowstone began, the 73-year-old had mostly retired from the world of film and TV acting, instead spending his time performing his one-man show Geronimo, Life on the Reservation. But when the part of Felix came up, Ramos was determined to be cast in Taylor Sheridan's masterpiece. "I'd been working for 5 or 6 years, going around the country with that show. But I wasn't doing any film. Nobody was knocking on my door. I didn't even have an agent. I had just gotten one to get this audition. When I finished my last line of the second scene, I heard someone say, 'Yep, that's it.'" Rudy Ramos, the veteran actor known for his portrayal of Felix in Yellowstone, has captivated audiences with his complex character, a man whose quiet demeanor hides a deeper, often tumultuous history. As the show delves into the intricate lives of the Dutton family and their ranch, Felix stands as one of the more enigmatic figures in the series. In an exclusive interview, Ramos sat down to reflect on the pivotal role his character plays in the drama and the layers of backstory that inform Felix's every action. For those who may not be entirely familiar with the character, Felix is introduced as a ranch hand working for the Dutton family, specifically tasked with running some of the day-to-day operations on the Yellowstone ranch. At first glance, he seems like any other cowboy on the ranch, blending into the backdrop of the sprawling landscape. However, as the episodes unfold, it becomes clear that Felix is far more than just a supporting character. He's a man with deep roots and even deeper secrets. Ramos discusses how the role of Felix was a departure from many of the characters he's played in the past. "Felix is not your typical cowboy," he explains. "He's a man who has been through a lot, a man who carries a lot of weight on his shoulders. At the surface, he appears reserved, even detached, but that's all a front. He's someone who has seen things, done things, that he would rather forget. But those things have shaped him. They are who he is." The idea of Felix being a man of mystery isn't just an acting choice. It's rooted in the backstory that the writers created for him. Ramos reveals that when he first read for the role, he was intrigued by the complexity of Felix's character, a man seemingly stuck between two worlds, his past and his present. There's a lot of history with Felix that hasn't been revealed yet. He wasn't always the quiet, serious guy you see now. He was once part of a world that was much darker. He's a man trying to escape that world, but it's not that simple. The past always finds a way to resurface. One of the most intriguing aspects of Felix's character is his motivations. Unlike some of the other characters in Yellowstone who are driven by clear goals, Felix seems more focused on surviving each day and maintaining his own sense of integrity. He's often seen making decisions that are pragmatic, but not always in line with the Duttons' more direct and forceful methods. Ramos believes that this is one of the key aspects that sets Felix apart from the rest of the ranch hands. Felix doesn't want to get involved in all the politics and violence that surround the Dutton family, he says. He's a man who has seen enough bloodshed in his life. He's not interested in power struggles or conflicts. He just wants peace, but he also knows that's something you can't always have, especially when you're living on a ranch like Yellowstone. Despite his desire for peace, Felix often finds himself caught in the crossfire of the ranch's high-stakes drama. As the Duttons' enemies close in, Felix's role grows more significant. Ramos reflects on how the tension between his character's peaceful nature and the violent world around him will continue to play out. Felix is a man who is making a statement, Ramos notes. He's not a man of many words, but his actions speak volumes. When the Duttons need him, he's there. But when they push him too far, or when they cross certain lines, you'll see Felix push back in ways that will surprise you. He's not someone who can just be pushed around. He may be quiet, but he has his own principles, and he'll stand by them no matter what. As for Felix's hidden backstory, Ramos reveals that it will be explored more deeply in the coming seasons. The layers to Felix are still being peeled back, he says. He's not someone who opens up easily, and I think that's part of his charm. But as we go further into the series, you'll learn more about why he's so guarded. You'll understand the choices he's made, the mistakes he's lived with, and the secrets he's keeping. The past never really lets you go, and for Felix, that's something he's constantly dealing with. One of the most significant aspects of Felix's backstory, Ramos hints, revolves around his time growing up in a world far removed from the wide-open spaces of the Yellowstone Ranch. Felix was born in a much more dangerous, urban environment, Ramos shares. He wasn't raised in the same kind of cowboy culture that the Duttons embody. His journey to the ranch, and his desire for a simpler life, is something that's tied to his need to escape his past. He's lived a hard life, and he's seen things that most people can't imagine. He came to the Duttons looking for a fresh start, but that's never as easy as it sounds. Despite the challenges of his past, Felix has a deep sense of loyalty to the Dutton family, especially to John Dutton. Ramos believes that Felix sees John as a kindred spirit in many ways. John Dutton is a man who has fought for everything he has, he says, and in some ways that resonates with Felix. Felix may not have had the same battles, but he's fought his own wars, and he knows what it means to stand by someone who's trying to hold on to something important. He respects that about John. Ramos also reveals that Felix's backstory isn't just limited to his history with the Duttons. There's also a love story that we've yet to explore, he teases. Felix's heart has been broken, and it's a part of his life that he doesn't talk about much. But as the series progresses, I think we'll see how that brokenness shapes his interactions with the people around him. As Yellowstone continues to develop its sprawling narrative, Ramos promises that Felix's journey will be one to watch. His character will evolve, and the viewers will get a deeper glimpse into his psyche and his motivations. There's a lot more to Felix than meets the eye, Ramos says with a smile. And as we move forward, I think people will realize just how much of a statement he's been making all along. Felix may not always be the loudest or most overt character in Yellowstone, but it's clear that his journey is one that's far from over. For Rudy Ramos, playing such a layered and mysterious figure has been an exciting challenge, and he's eager to see how Felix's story unfolds in the coming seasons. The actor promises that fans of the show can expect plenty of surprises, and perhaps a few secrets, as Felix's hidden backstory is slowly revealed. For now, though, the quiet cowboy continues to stand by the Duttons, silently making his statement, one action at a time.